Yo, what's up, baby? This is Bert Watson, and you're listening to Radio MMA, because this is what they do and why they do it, baby, all night long, because they rolling hard, fast, and on the money.
Okay, welcome back to the radio show, guys. Let's bring in Jonathan. How's it going, man?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
We're doing awesome, man. We're doing awesome. So just talk about how you learned about getting this opportunity in the UFC.
Well, trained hard, went to the amateurs, short stint in the pros, and finally got the call from my manager, asking me was I ready. I told him yes, of course, and we had to get this on the road December 6th. That fight didn't happen. Then we had the June 6th. That didn't happen. So now we have August 8th, hoping I actually get to walk in the cage this time.
Yeah, for sure, man. And you're facing Chris Dempsey, who is 1-1 in the UFC. You just talked about waiting quite a while for this fight, man. Do you believe in octagon jitters?
Yeah, I believe it's real. I've watched it happen from some of my other teammates, and I've seen fights where people that I've seen on the local circuit just wasn't the same once they got under those lights. I know it's real. It's just I just don't have that mindset, so I don't really feel like that's something that don't affect me.
Okay, Jonathan, man, you have a very impressive 6-0 record with 5 stoppages. Just talk about your fight style.
I'm predominantly a striker. Like that's pretty much what I'm known for. Amateurs, mostly knockouts. Pros, same thing. I'm known as a striker, but I love to wrestle. I love jiu-jitsu. I probably do more of those two than I do striking, but most of the time, the fights start on your feet, and if you don't have to go anywhere else, then why go? So I'm definitely always looking to knock somebody out.
What do you think Chris's strategy will be for this fight?
Well, he's a Division II wrestler, so
right.
Going against a striker that's knocked pretty much everybody out that he's faced, I expect him to wrestle. I expect him to wrestle early. If he throws punches, that'll be fun, but I don't expect him to do too much punching.
Talk about training at Millennium MMA. Who's helped you get ready for this thing?
Training at Millennium is probably the best decision I ever made. I was training at 2 other gyms before here, and of course, I'm naturally athletic. I had a lot of things to bring to the table, but
sure.
Coming here, man, I became such a student of the game. Like, they teach me so much as far as wrestling, jiu-jitsu, striking, and everything. Now I actually understand what I'm doing. I'm not just out there fighting. I'm actually picking people apart. I pretty much know what I'm doing. And then I have great teammates. Lorenz Larkin, who has been my teammate since I think we started training together in 2008, and I've been training with him well into his pro career and everything. So I pretty much got to see 5-minute rounds from the beginning of my training ever. So I've been exposed to all this stuff this whole time. It's not nothing new to me. I'm just finally being the one that actually gets to walk in the cage.
If you could train with anyone in the world, past or present, who would it be and why?
Honestly, I was a big MMA groupie before I started really getting involved in it, but now I'm more than happy to train with my teammates, man. My favorite fighters are my teammates. I like watching their fights more than anything, and I don't know. I like Melvin Manoff. I like Anderson Silva. I like a couple of those guys, but am I interested in training with them? I choose to take my licks from the guys I already know.
The commissions no longer will be allowing IVs in the future here. How will that affect your game?
My weight cut to 205 it's pretty embarrassing how easy it is. So it's never been a problem for me. But I do plan to move to 185 sometime in the future. That might suck then. But as far as 205, I make that weight from 230 to 205. I have it such a process to where I can really do it without even getting any worried or anything. And now done it 15 fights, so I'm pretty good on that.
A few weeks ago in Bellator MMA, Twitter was abuzz because everyone was saying the fix was in. We had Kimbo Slice versus Ken Shamrock. Do you think fights get fixed in 2015?
You know what? some fights look easy, some fights look hard. You really can't ever say. Like I don't know how that works. You know, like nobody's ever came to me and told me to take a dive. So
Right.
until it happens to me, I'm just gonna have to, you know, agree with people. Like sometimes people can't get up, sometimes people can't finish strokes. Sometimes, you know, it just happens. I don't. It may look easier from the outside, but when you're in that cage, shit happens, and you just don't know. So sometimes it may look fake to other people, but those aren't the people inside that cage. So you never know until they openly say it happened. Really.
This being your Octagon debut, you'll be getting all the Reebok gear. Have you had a chance to check out your uniform, and what'd you think of the gear?
I haven't seen mine yet, but pretty much all my training partners in the UFC fought in the last couple months, and I got to see the gear. I mean, I'm pretty good with it. I like it. I think my favorite is the tights, so I'm good with the tights. As far as like everything else, the sweatsuits, everything is cool. I'm kind of hoping you never know what you're gonna get till you get there. I'm hoping I get the one that's more black than anything. I like those the best. Otherwise, you know, my favorite color is red. I hope they have a black and red one soon. That'll be tight.
Final question here. Give me a fight prediction. How will it finish?
It's my first time in the UFC. I honestly want to get some ring time, so I'm gonna try to drag him out as long as he can. See if he's really good enough to wrestle and do everything he needs to do for 3 rounds. I'm not gonna predict a knockout because if it happens, it happens. That can happen at any moment. I just want to see, you know, how far he can go and how much he can push. So I think ultimately this is going to be a really good fight. Our style matchup is going to make it an ugly fight anyway because we're both just going in there trying to do whatever we have to do to win.
Sure.
So I do predict myself victorious, but I'm not saying how.
Appreciate the time. Anyone you'd like to thank or throw out your social media?
My social media, you can find it all: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Johnny Bravo 2K11, JONNY BRAVO 2K11. Everything's pretty much under the same hashtag. So if anybody wants to link up with me or anything, they can contact me through there. And just shout out to my gym and my management, everybody that made this possible, UFC, everything. And thank you guys for having me on your show.
Okay, good stuff, man. Thanks again, and good luck on the fight.
All right, thank you guys.